What's going on, guys? My name's Psutka, and today I'm going to show you how to take photos like this. You can do this with a DSLR, a mirrorless camera, or even your iPhone 12 Pro. That is right. This is one wheel light trails. Alright, so we're now outside. It's nighttime. We're at one of the most iconic spots here in Toronto to shoot, the TD Towers. Can you see why this is such a popular place? Okay, so here's a list of things that you're gonna need to shoot one-wheel light trails. Camera that shoots manual or an iPhone 12 Pro. A tripod, a one-wheel of course, and potentially, depending on your lighting situation, an ND filter for your iPhone 12 Pro. I'm using this little Polar Pro one right here. Hey, how's it going? Alright, so with such an iconic spot comes heavy security. I was told I had to move, but thankfully just onto the sidewalk. So we still got a beautiful backdrop and security was really nice about it, so thank you. Okay, so where were we? The ND filter. So you're gonna need an ND filter if you're shooting with the iPhone 12 Pro and it's just a little bit too bright out. Downtown Toronto, so much going on, so much noise. Okay, so you can use this technique to shoot many other things other than one-wheel light trails, but today we're just focusing on the one wheel. Okay, we're gonna get into the settings now. So we're gonna start with the camera, grab your camera, switch it to manual mode, drop your shutter anywhere from about 10 seconds to 30 seconds. I find that the optimal spot, at least for the location I'm shooting at right now, is 15 seconds. You're gonna have to set your aperture dependent on your location, so how much light is coming from external sources. I recommend setting a higher aperture so that more is in focus, so that it's not messing with your light trail in like the foreground or something like that. And last, add ISO if needed. I find that it's best to shoot slightly underexposed for these types of shots. I've just had the best results with it. Okay, so here's what my setup looks like for this location. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is set your camera's drive mode to a 2-second or a 10-second self-timer. I'm setting mine to 10 seconds. This is gonna give you that extra little bit of time to get on your board, get set up, and begin your trail just as your camera starts to shoot. So hit your shutter button and count down or follow along with the blinking light if your camera has one. I like to begin my trails just after the camera is beginning to shoot. I find that it picks up the beginning of the trail a lot better this way. A lot of trial and error has gone into this. So figure out where your trail is going to start, where it's going to end, and where your path is going to look like in between, and then give it a go. This is going to take multiple shots for you to dial in your path, and you're probably going to have to tweak some settings along the way. Oh, and this one shouldn't really matter, but it's best to wear dark clothes, just less of a chance of any of you getting picked up by the camera. Alright, so what I'm going to do for my line today is I'm going to start with a wide squiggly line that gets more narrow and more narrow as we get closer to the CN Tower right over there. I found that it's best to go at least a medium, if not a faster speed. So I find around 20 kilometers an hour is good, and try and get that from the start. I find that it captures it the best at this speed, and it keeps the trail nice and smooth. At least it does with my camera. I'm shooting on the Canon EOS R and we're gonna be shooting at 24 millimeters. Once you begin your trail, start counting down. I like to add an extra 5 on, so if I'm doing 15 seconds, I'm counting down to 20, just to make sure I get the whole trail. Okay, enough talk about settings. Let's begin shooting. This one, I cut the corner a little too quick, and that's why we have a gap. I wasn't 100% happy with my line on this one, a little too wobbly. This one's getting there, but I know I can do better. Much better. And this one's just for fun, messing around with that Tron feel. Isn't that ridiculous? I have so much fun shooting these, and the results are so cool. Okay, onto the iPhone. Set your iPhone on the tripod. I've got mine set to RAW so that I have more data to work with when I get to the editing. Set your zoom to a 1x zoom. That's where I have the best results. For this particular location, I will be using an ND filter for my iPhone just to dampen down that light a little bit. This is a Polar Pro ND filter. It's specifically made for the iPhone. Not sponsored, but it's great. But you can just tape one of your camera filters onto the front of your phone. It would work just fine. The filter plus the stability of the tripod is going to let your iPhone know that it's stable, it's dark enough out, it can go into night mode, and that it can potentially go down to a 30-second shutter. Just like before, set your self-timer and begin shooting. I find I have the best results with a 10-second shutter. And if your shutter goes up past 10 to 18, 20, or 30, just tap your phone, it'll give a little shake, it'll drop the shutter down. When it hits 10, then start shooting. Okay, here we go. Here's some of my iPhone shots. Line was pretty good, but we've got these random gaps. Same thing for this one. No more gaps, but the line could be better. There we go. Feeling that one. And another Tron one, just because they're so much fun. Isn't it crazy that a phone can take that picture? It just goes to show you where we are with technology. Now we can tell that the iPhone isn't as good as the camera I'm using, obviously, but it's still amazing what it can do. As for the shots with missing pieces, I'm not entirely sure what is causing this. So if you do know, drop it in the comments and let me know. But I find that it happens a lot less with a 10-second shutter than it does if I go above to a 15 or an 18 or a 20 or a 30-second shutter. That starts to become a very regular thing, those gaps. Now this is a cool side effect of the iPhone and shooting at those higher shutters. I don't know what causes it, but I like it. Not all the time, but sometimes. Now this is gonna take some time messing around, tweaking settings, dialing in your path, and it's gonna be slightly different every time you shoot for different locations, but the results are just so cool. I hope that this is a solid foundation for you to begin your own one wheel or just light trail in general journey. And if you take some awesome, cool, creative shots, I'd love to see them. I'll put my Instagram up here somewhere and it's also linked in my description. So please tag me in them. I really, really enjoy seeing what you come up with. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the comment section down below. I'm here to help and I would love to hear what your experiences are with this technique. Guys, if you're new to this channel, stick around. Check out some of my other videos. But if you enjoyed this video, go down there, hit the like button, be something positive you did today. It is so loud over here. This guy's spraying this hose and yeah, no good. Hit the like button, be something positive you did today. I'd greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to the thing with the bells so you know the second I put out another video, and I will see you all next time.